I have bipolar, type 1, type fun, except, not.
Laughing.
At.
Birds.
Okay, so we have 4 goals so far. 2 are chores, 1 is a felony.
It's a public service, really.
Correct. Still, what are we gonna do for us? I mean, considering you survived the shitstorm that was here 15, I think it's kind of like go big and go home, right?
So we go big then. What do you have in mind?
Costume change. I have bipolar, type 1, type fun, except, not. I was running around my building naked, kind of half screaming, half singing, until my neighbor called the cops. I had a manic episode.
She struggles mental health wise. And I thought I understood.
So some of the stuff I take for it, they all kind of work when they feel like it. And therapy helps, obviously.
When she's depressed, all she can talk about is dying. I mean, it's not like, here's my plan for the day, but
Ideation.
yeah, it scares me.
I had a social worker once who told me to surround myself with life. So I bought a fern, and it helped a little.
Because she tried once in college and then again in her 20s, so twice, I guess. Not recently, but sometimes I think, fuck it, if you really want to die so bad, just fucking do it,
I know myself, okay? And I am more in it with you every second. So I have to walk away now. Your turn.
I love you.
No, that's not an argument.
Yes, it is.
No.
It's the only argument. Everything is going to be just fine. I promise.
You say that right now. But this thing that's inside of me, it's me.
Baby, hey, please, hey, can
No.
you just
No.
shut down?
No.
Can we just talk about
You
this?
don't understand. It will wear you down sooner or later.
Not tonight. No, tonight was fun.
I can feel the claws in my brain.
No. Your turn.
Hi. Is everything all right over here?
Of course.
Oh, good. Well, I was just taking Susan out to use the ladies, and we couldn't help but hear kind of a scream coming from your house. So I think about the kids, It's a family neighborhood. And one day you'll think, you know what? This is too much. And you'll be right.
All right. Here we are, dude. I'm late as usual. Would you have it any other way? Just so you know, in the spirit of full disclosure, there's a strong possibility that I might have to get up during this broadcast and take this asshole back outside. I just want to let you know that. The reason why I say that is because she's already had me take her out 3 fucking times already. And she's only went to the bathroom once. Instead, she'd rather just walk around the building all fucking day like I don't got any plans. Ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. So, let me scoop my chair up and let's get down to business, shall we? Now, I could have went a bunch of different ways. On this. But I figured Halloween was a couple days ago. So why not watch a movie that I kind of know but I don't really remember, right? How bad could it possibly be? I said that to myself. How bad could it possibly be? Do you know what happens when you ask stupid questions? You get stupid answers, and that's what happened. You get stupid answers. So I'm going to use a page on the internet to help me do this because dude, we'll get there. We'll get there. Let me just load it up. There we go. We'll get there in a second. We're not there. We're not there yet. So for those of you that are not familiar, welcome to the show. UK and J Project movie reviews. That's what goes on here. Normally, there would be an Englishman in this stream, but he's busy. Oh, God damn it. I don't have a good joke for that. I was gonna say he's busy trying to take over other countries, but that's just rude. Because America definitely does that shit. But anyway, he should have been here, but he's got stuff that he has to do. So unfortunately, you all just gotta look at my pretty face for the remainder of this episode. And BeeCeeHQ should be back next week, I think. Don't hold me to that. Not 100% positive. But now that we got that out of the way, if you don't know who I am, Jack of One Trade, you will get to know me, and I'm sure by the end of this stream, you will hate my guts. So let's get into it, because I'm definitely not going to make any fans today. Last night, I had the brilliant idea, because it was 10:30, and I was watching, I got wrapped up in a Netflix show called Border Town. And for some fucking reason, I should have been taking notes while I was watching that damn show, but I got so wrapped up in it, I didn't even realize. Like, I kept reminding myself, like, dude, we gotta watch a movie, we got a show to do tomorrow. And by 10:30, I'm in this show, and I'm like, all right, if I don't stop this now, I'm gonna get sucked in to another episode, because they're an hour long, and we're never gonna start this damn thing. And Jen, the night before, had mentioned that she saw House of 1,000 Corpses in the search gimmick, whatever the hell it's called. And she was like, yo, you can watch that. And I thought, you know what? Why not? I've seen it before. It's been a long time since I've watched it. And I know Zombie, right? Like, I know Rob Zombie, not personally. I mean, I know his work. The new Halloween one that he rebooted, we watched that. I've seen The Devil's Rejects. I did watch that. I've seen originally The House of 1,000 Corpses. So I'm familiar with the guy's work. I'm not the biggest fan in the world, but I mean, as far as horror goes, it's supposed to be gross and uncomfortable, I suppose. So, great, good for me, good for him, good for everybody involved. So I load this thing up, dude, and immediately, the second that the movie opens, I'm already annoyed. Why? Because the way it basically opens up, everything is in this film is about disturbing imagery. Like, it's not, in my humble opinion, it's not so much as scary as it is trying to make you uncomfortable. That's what we're dealing with here, which is fine if that's the angle you're trying to go, but I feel like this dude left a lot on the table. Now, I had to tell you, in the spirit of full disclosure, I couldn't get through the whole film. I made it, I want to say I made it about 45 minutes before I was so disgusted, like grossed out. I had to turn it off, dude. I couldn't do it. My stomach was fucking turning. And I was like, all right, if I don't turn this shit show off right now, I'm gonna throw the fuck up. Like, I can't do it, dude. What put the nail in the coffin for me was one of the characters in the film. Well, let me break down. Essentially, here's the movie, right? House of a Thousand Corpses. It's basically a wannabe Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's what we're dealing with. You can say whatever you want. You can love Rob Zombie as much as you do. It doesn't change the fact that this movie is basically a blatant fucking ripoff of that film, just without the goddamn chainsaw. That's all this is. It's basically a fucking reboot. So the basis of the movie is, I suppose, four people, 2 women, 2 dudes, are they're trying to travel to one of the ladies' houses, I guess, to go visit her father. And it is Halloween. It's around Halloween time. When they're taking this trip, it's Halloween Eve. So on the way down, I'm not really sure where this is supposed to take place. I don't think that they had mentioned exactly where. But I pulled up a thing, which I'll show you. I'll show you real fast, because I'm going to need some help with this, which is why I'm pulling this up. The House of a Thousand Corpses ending explained. I almost forgot. I should mention, hardcore spoiler alert. If you have not seen this film and you plan on watching it, you should tap out now if you don't want it ruined for you. All right? All right. So I'll give you a moment to do what you need to do. I mean, by all means, come back and watch it when you're done. We'd love to have it. But for the time being, we're not in the business of just ruin things like assholes. You know what I mean? We don't want to do that. So, basically, these people go from wherever they're at, and they're driving through. It looks like a rural place, like maybe Texas, maybe. And if they did mention it in the film, okay, I was kind of wrapped up in the idea of being aggravated from the start of the fucking film. So I may miss a detail or two, but it looks like Texas, someplace, fucking Maine or wherever the hell Stephen King writes his shit. If it was, the woodsy type of area. Anyway, they're driving through, and they come across Spalding's joint. The clown dude. I'm sure if you're watching this, you probably are kind of familiar. If you're not, I should have. Let me pull it up. Matter of fact, hold on. Let's get rid of this. Right? Here's what I'm gonna do. Just in case you're not familiar, I should realize I don't wanna assume that you already know this film, because what if you don't? So let me take this link and I'll put it right here. And then what we'll do is we'll go back, we'll hit the Google machine, and then we're going to pull up the cast. How's that sound? Does that sound good to you? Sounds good to me. Excuse you. No, you cannot use my microphone, Google. What the hell, man? Creep. Do you mind? I'm trying to do a show here. I know it's not very professional, but what the hell? I'm doing what I can. I'm doing what I can do. No, IMDb blows, dude. Fuck that website. House of a Thousand Corpses cast. Or should I put characters? I don't know. Let's try that. Yeah, characters. Here we go. There we are. Alrighty then. Share the screen. Pull it up. Alright. This is Captain Spaulding right here. Now that you can really see the motherfucker, right? Yeah, you can't see him that well. But He's a clown. He's a creepy dude. He's a creepy dude. This dude's place they want him going into, which is, it's a chicken shack. It's a damn chicken shack on the side of who the hell knows where. And for the love of God, somebody shoot that fucking clown outside. That motherfucker is annoying, bro. Kills me. Kills me. To me, it's so real. You can feel it running or whatever the hell that guy said. And it just keeps repeating. I wanted to shoot it in the face in the worst way. Goddamn thing is getting on my fucking nerves. And that's how we open up. Right? They go to this dude's joint. Matter of fact, what am I doing, bro? Why don't we just pull up and this is the serial culprit right here. We'll get to that shit in a second, dude. Because let me pull up a trailer. This is gonna be a terrible episode. I can feel it. Trailer. Now, I'm going to play this for you because I want you to see this. Shimon. Are you seeing it? It's not shocking, but we'll get there. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's not, bro. Listen. Zombie, Rob Zombie, I appreciate you, okay? Your Hillbilly Deluxe, whatever that fucking album is called, will always have a special place in my fucking heart for reasons that I don't really need to get into. I mean, I could, but that's not what the point of this damn video is about. So I'm not shitting on you entirely, but this shit wasn't scary as much as it is trying to be fucking. I mean, if you're a square, I suppose this shit is terrifying. The movie they didn't want you to see isn't being released. It's being unleashed. Up, here comes the vlog.
Well, what brings you kids way out here? We stopped for gas. It turned into this whole big thing.
See, that's all up that album.
And you found him.
Why don't you tell me what it feels like to be a freak?
Why don't you ask me what it feels like to be a freak?
Ask me whatever. I knew it was something like that. Why don't you ask me what it feels like to be a freak? I can fucking tell you. I don't need to ask you because I'm a goddamn freak myself. Anyway, you see that, dude? That trailer is very misleading. All right, we open up. They're at this dude's chicken shack gas station. Yuck. I like Spaulding. He's a bad motherfucker, right? My beef is not with Spaulding necessarily. Here, let me start this out. We go before we even meet our main characters. We got these two dudes, Spaulding and a regular, I suppose, who are standing in his shop talking about some mentally deficient guy who likes to stick things up his ass for whatever. I mean, and that's the other thing too. I suppose if you're fucking mentally handicapped, that shit's scary, right? People get weirded out by handicapped people, I guess. Is that what it is? And I'm not trying to sound overly sensitive because I'm not. That was kind of aggravating, dude. Just because somebody's fucking, not fully mentally with it doesn't mean, that makes them scary. I don't get it. But maybe I'm misreading. That's why we got the other deal here. So these two dudes are talking, whatever. Fast forward a little bit. Two guys wind up kicking in the door, waving the 4-4, right? Or whatever guns that they had. They're trying to hold up the joint, which Spaulding ain't having it, dude. He's like, you know what, man? You're funny. You wanna rob me? You want to rob me? I don't fucking think so. He's like, bro, I'm gonna give you to the count of 10 before I fucking blow your face all over the goddamn state line. Something like that, he said. As everything goes 10, and he'd be like, Spalding goes, fuck your mother. Fuck your sister. Fuck your daddy. Like, he doesn't care, dude. He's like, oh, cool story, bro. You're gonna blow my face all over the state line. We'll fucking see about that. So, you know, the one dude tells the other guy, go get this fucking asshole out of the bathroom. Right now, they're all in the center here. 2 dudes with the guns. The guy from the bathroom figures out who these people are. Apparently, they're a couple locals, which then it upsets the whole situation and it puts Spalding back in control, right? So, long story fucking short, the opening to this shit show is those 2 dudes get murked, as the kids say, in the street, shot in the fucking face. Spalding shoots him in the face like, this is what you get, motherfucker. He does him on some Tales from the Hood shit. How they did Kay and Tales from the Hood, dude. That's how they did it. Shot him right in the fucking face. Now, I got a real big issue. I got a real big issue with the camera work in this fucking film. But I like that when Spalding shoots the dude in the mouth, they show the camera angle from this dude's face, like as if you're laying on the ground, you're looking up and you're seeing it. And when they shoot him, the camera moves and the blood kind of splats on it. I think that's cool. That part's all right. I'm with that. What I don't like is the unnecessary camera cuts. That shit drives me fucking crazy, dude. It drives me crazy. I can't do it on YouTube. I won't do it when I watch a movie. Do you understand? Like, there's no reason for it. All I'm saying is, you want to cut the camera around, fine. You want to use a little bit of handheld, okay. But I don't want it to look like I did it. You understand? Like, when I put the fucking movie on, bro, there's a certain level of quality that I'm expecting here. And The House of a Thousand Corpses didn't have it. I feel like I was watching YouTube culture be born right before my fucking eyes. Because whether people want to credit the man or not, I believe, in my dumbass sense, that Rob Zombie may have single-handedly influenced the way that people cut up fucking YouTube videos. Fast cuts, unnecessary cuts. At that, it goes back and forth between being shot very clean and clearly to handheld motion cameras, I think, because everything is kind of shaky. That shit, I was already in a bad mood. As soon as the camera started cutting around and the shit is shaking on the screen, I'm already in a bad mood, dude. Then on top of that, like, bro, a lot of nudity. This movie, I'm not even against it. I'm gonna sound like such a conservative, dude. I'm not opposed to the idea of sex and nudity in a film. But do you have to make it everything that your fucking movie is about, dude? Like, bro, we get it. Your wife is all right looking, in my opinion. Jenna be like, bro, she's fucking hot. Be like, bro, you have bad taste in women, so shut up. For real, though. I mean, whatever. It relies too, in my opinion, it relies too heavily on, but maybe that's the point. Maybe that's the point, right? Because they're trying to overload you. They're trying to fuck you up. I think that's the point of the damn film. Because it did work. It did work for me. I had to tap, dude. I couldn't do it. From it's the small details too. From Otis wearing a fucking shirt that says "Burn this flag" with the American flag on it. It seemed like it was trying too hard. There's that. I mean, I know this film was made in 2003, so it's not necessarily like the breakthrough technology type of a film. There are aspects of it that I think may have been a little bit ahead of its time, kind of, but not many of them, right? Like maybe the back and forth, the switch, whatever. There's one thing that really did bother me though, which is it kept taking, I don't know if it was taking clips from old films that actually existed, or if he made up some shit that look, because it like when they're watching, when the TVs are on in the film, they're watching Halloween specials like Dr. Wolfenstein, whatever it is, and it looks almost like an official show, like it was something that would have been on in like the 60s, whatever it is. So I'm not sure if he did that, which we're gonna pull up this article because I gotta save myself anyway, because this is no good. And maybe they'll explain it in the thing, because I'm pulling up an article that says they're going to explain it. Man. All right, here we go. Let's just get into it because I'm doing a terrible job trying to explain this movie. But that's because, I mean, the beefs that I have with it, dude. You know, I mean, even the very opening, they're all sitting around the fucking table and they're eating, which I would kill every one of these fucking, not like if I was in the movie world, I'd be like, bro, if you don't close your mouth when you chew, I'm gonna stab you in your fucking neck, right? Like get your life together, because it's a movie anyway, so we could do that shit. Oh, please. Fucking rip off of The Crow, dude. Fuck off, will ya? So let's do this here. House of a Thousand Corpses, an important film for various reasons. Drawing inspirations from the classics like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and The Hills Have Eyes. Well, at least I'm not the only one that picked up on that heavy-handed shit, dude. The film ushered in a resurgence in interest in old school horror movies. It marked the directing debut of Rob Zombie, a veteran of the music industry and the former frontman of the heavy metal group White Zombie. He wrote the script and co-created the movie's memorable music. Like memorable music? I don't know about all that, dude. They were using loud noises to try to make it scary, like high-pitched violins and shit to try to build suspense. I don't feel like that really did it for me. I think this movie relied a lot on cheap shit. It relied a lot on cheap jump scares. Not into that at all. But I mean, whatever, dude. I am not the horror movie guy. So, you know, I really wanted to watch an action movie, but I couldn't decide. So I wound up getting stuck with this. Plus, I figured, you know, Jen digs it. She's, you know, into this dude's wife or whatever. So, you know, why not? Give her a little fucking tingle and give me something to bitch about. All right, so the plot synopsis. First half of the film is set on Halloween Eve in 1977, where two petty criminals try to rob Captain Spaulding's museum of monsters and madmen located in the fictional town of Rugsville, Texas. Okay, so it is Texas. They did say. But are killed in the process by the business owner, Captain Spaulding. Four young people, Jerry Smith, Dennis Willis, Billy Hudley, and Mary Knowles, arrive in the town to visit Captain Spaulding's store, as it serves also as a gas station. They are on a cross-country trip to write a book. What? I didn't even realize that was part of the thing. I thought they were going to visit her father because she kept calling and saying that they were on their way. I didn't think there was any mention of a book at all. That kind of doesn't even make sense, but all right. Maybe there was and I missed it. It's entirely possible. All right, so they're going to write a book about unique roadside attractions when they hear the local legend of the mass murderer named Dr. Satan. Their interest is piqued, They go to see the trees from which he was supposed to be hung and spot a hitchhiker, Baby Firefly, Sherry Moon Zombie, who she welcomes them to her house where pandemonium and horror ensue. The rest of the film takes place on Halloween Day and shows the macabre, grotesque acts that members of the Firefly family perform on their new victims. It's basically, I suppose she hitchhikes and then goes just back and forth waiting for somebody to pick her up and then bring them back to her house. I don't know. I suppose if a woman tries to pull over, she just like disses them out, I guess, because they rely very heavily on their sex appeal to try to, lure these people in. I mean, the women aren't having it, but whatever. Let's just fucking read this damn thing. According to Zombie, the idea of the first film came to him while he was trying to create a haunted house attraction with the same title at the Film for Universal Studios. Zombie is a long-life horror movie fan. Influences can be found in his work in various mediums. His music is known for having a distinct horror suspense motives in them. House of a Thousand Corpses is essentially a love letter to all the essential entries in the genre of the last 7 decades, from films as old as the 1932 horror drama Freaks to the 1997 sci-fi horror Alien Resurrection. Generally, with films like this, the story tends to focus to remain on the victims. Zombie subverts this norm and builds a film around the Firefly family: Otis, Mother Firefly, Tiny, Rufus, Grandpa, Haug, and Baby. Returns to the main 4 victims in the film are mere props. Sole purpose is to push the story forward, and here Zombie, as a filmmaker, really shines through. He realizes pretty early that the story perceived antagonists are so naturally entertaining that they overshadow the main character, and would be catastrophic folly to spend more time with the victims than necessary. I don't understand what most of that means. Using fancy words don't really get your point across to me, but what are you gonna do? Ignorant American, dude. So look, basically what this dude's trying to say, from what I understand, is you don't give a fuck about the main character, or I shouldn't even say the main characters, the extra characters, because they might as well be extras. Sure, they got lines, but their sole purpose is to get murdered, dude. That is it. That's all. The dude from The Office is in this shit. Hate that fucking show. But the dude from The Office is in it, and that's it. That's all I know. I mean, I recognize the blonde lady, the mom. I recognize her from things, I don't know where. But they whack these people, and that's essentially all they're trying to do. Is just make you uncomfortable. I tapped out with the cereal. I couldn't do it, dude. The eating cereal out of a dog bowl, slurping and shit, bro. I would have beat the fuck out of that dude if I was in a room with him. I think I would have hurt him. I really. That shit bothers me to no end. You have no fucking idea, dude. I can't be around. I've kicked people out of my house for eating like that. That's true shit. That's a true story. You can ask around. I don't care how long I've known you. I have a friend that not really. There's a dude that I know for fucking over 20 years who eats like a fucking slob, and I threw him out of my goddamn house. I'm not dealing with that. Close your fucking mouth when you chew. What the fuck do you think this is? Just because you're a guest in my house does not mean you can conduct yourself like a fucking animal. Get your goddamn life together. I mean, I don't fuck around, dude. Call me an asshole if you want to, but there's a certain way you do things and a certain way you don't do things. I mean, I'll finish the fucking movie. I'll finish it. Last night was pretty bad. Just like this fucking thing is. After 4 young people are taken captive by the Firefly family, The film shifts to categorically different gear. It turns out that they've been murdering people for years. Just before Bill and others arrive, the family kidnapped a group of cheerleaders who are slowly being tortured to death. Bill is the first one to be killed among the new captives, which is the dude from the office, probably because, they can only pay the man so much. I mean, I don't know why, but tortured to death. Yeah, I read that already. His body is then mutilated by Otis and transformed into one of the specimens that's often found in a roadside attraction, which I believe they made the dude into a mermaid fish thing. Yeah. Transform specimens, roads. Yep. Denise's father arrives at the. Wait, what? All right, I already tapped at this point. So the father arrives on the Firefly property with Lieutenant Dan, Lieutenant George Wydell, and Steve, whoever the fuck, to look for his daughter, and all three are killed in a shocking turn of events that nobody would ever saw coming. Fucking boo. Fucking boo, dude. Shut up. Bro, kill him. Have a good time. But do you have to be so goddamn predictable? I mean, for fuck's sake, man. And gross doesn't make scary. I keep saying that, but that's a real beef I have with horror films, bro. Gross does not make scary. Matter of fact, let's put a pin in this gimmick for a minute. Look, bro, if somebody's got to puke in the movie, if the movie calls for it, it's upsetting, but I get it, right? If you don't overdo it, I understand. Gore, fine. You want to cut throats, you want to splash blood all over the screen, cool, whatever. Flashing tits and vaginas all over the place. You won't really get an argument from me unless that's all you're basing your shit around. That's not scary. What is scary is different for everybody. Right, there are some things that I'm sure, to give you a perfect example, I watched The Kill Count. James A. Janice on YouTube. You'll probably know the Dead Meat Show. Everybody probably knows that one. It's a big one. The dude, James A. Janice, he's a horror movie fan, and he breaks down horror movies, counting up kills and going through the whole story, and he gets the background on the films and shit. It's a very well researched, amazingly put together show for YouTube. This dude should be on television for real. The amount of work that goes into what this guy does, and all that shit, it's pretty good. But the point, which I forgot now because I got wrapped up in, oh god damn it, son of a bitch, what the hell was my fucking point, dude? I don't remember. Scary is subjective. Scary is subjective, right? I watched that. There it is. Hereditary. I watched the kill count on Hereditary, and I have to tell you, I will never watch that movie. I will never watch that movie ever. And do you know why? Because look, there are certain parts of that film, even through watching the kill count, you can see that there's a certain vibe that all horror movies go for. And some of it is relying on making you uncomfortable, whether it be through dramatic pauses between characters, an uncomfortable conversation, a music bed that is just kind of eerie and builds up. There's some of that I've been picked up within the kill count. However, there's outside of the grief that is Hereditary, dude. The horror part of that movie is, it's just, I don't know why. It has a way. It made me uncomfortable, dude, just watching the kill count. And I was like, fuck, bro. I don't know what it is, but it taps into some kind of primal thing where, you know, I can't do it. And that's not even, I'm trying to think of what would be, what do I think is, you know what's scary? Wolf Creek is kind of scary in the sense that what's more terrifying than and that's a true story. That movie is based off some real shit. What is more terrifying than you're on a vacation someplace, or not even, right? Or you're traveling through somewhere and you wind up coming across some guy, and now nobody knows where you're at, nobody can hear you, nobody will find you. The idea of that is fucking terrifying. And I know it's been played out to death, literally, in the horror genre, but oh man, fucking brutal. Whatever, dude. So let's get back into this thing here. Where was I at? Movie, yeah, surprisingly colorful. Dude, it looked like a goddamn YouTube video. This entire film was like it was like an amateur hour YouTube video. It looked like I edited the fucking thing together. Real talk, dude. It really did. I mean, there's extremely bright or extremely dark things that he cuts to, clips in movies that don't even make fucking sense, music beds of his own shit in the background, which I get it, promote your work, dude. Of course you should do that, but a lot of the edits in this film seem unnecessary and don't even really make sense to the story, other than I'm just gonna throw every disturbing thing or everything that I think could possibly be disturbing in your fucking direction to make you uncomfortable, because you know that's how horror movies work. Fucking ridiculous. Movie is surprisingly colorful. Oh wait, hold on. I skipped a whole bunch. I think. Yeah, the cops are killed, all that bullshit. Later in the night, Otis skins the dead body of Denise's father to wear the mask and the vest from the treated flesh before he goes to prepare the main victims for the bout of suffering. Zombie never tries to rein in the utter insanity that takes place in almost every second of this film. Movie is surprisingly colorful despite its dark themes and feels like a carnival-esque celebration of murder and mayhem. Among the Fireflies, Otis is inarguably the worst. Aside from the killings and skinning people, he's also a rapist and a necrophiliac. Because of her traditionally beautiful look, Baby serves as the perfect bait to bring in new victims. I mean, she's alright, dude. She's okay. I don't know why everybody obsesses over this woman like she's the hottest fucking thing. Because, you know, not to be disrespectful, dude, but she's a decent looking lady. What's more to say? Like, come on, bro. We get it. You like your wife, as you should. I mean, in some way, I wish I was as comfortable as that dude is to, you know, just be like, fuck it. Do whatever you want. Get naked on camera. I don't give a fuck. Fuck bitches. Get money. Do what you want. I can't. I'm not that dude, though. Alright, Mind Shed. Otis decides to fulfill Jerry's wishes and help them meet Dr. Satan. Oh, yeah, but that's the thing, too. Dr. Satan is an overarching point in this thing. That's why these people end up going in this direction in the first place, because they're going to try to find this Dr. Satan who happens to be a serial killer. It's on some real white people shit, dude. And not for nothing, you go driving around in the middle of the night in a rural fucking wannabe Texas area, dude, you get what you fucking pay for. That's legitimate. You pick up some stranger hitchhiking on the side of the road, then before you know it, you're getting skinned and worn. You know, no good. Alright, Otis decides to fulfill their wishes and have them meet Dr. Satan. The victims are dressed in adult-sized bunny costumes and taken to the opening of an old mine shaft. Mary tries to escape but is hunted down by a baby who, after murdering the other woman, licks the blood clean off of her blade. Jerry and Denise get lowered into the mine shaft. After they hit the ground, they are immediately attacked by the erstwhile victims of the Firefly family's failed experiments of Dr. Satan, and they drag Jerry away. As Denise makes her way through the tunnel, she spots other mutilated people with various bizarre things. She suddenly discovers that she is at an opening that serves as Dr. Satan's laboratory. Infamous murderer is still alive, although metal rib cage secured to the roof is holding him straight. Jerry's on the operating table in front of Dr. Satan getting bisected. As horrified as Denise looks on, Jerry dies, serving directly under Dr. Satan. Is mutilated behemoth known as the Professor later turns out to be a partridge of the Firefly family. As he chases after Denise for the axe, she cleverly makes him swing the weapon at the beam holding up the part of the roof. Tunnel collapses on him, instantly killing him. Denise manages to get out of the mine and is found by Captain Spaulding. After she gets into his car, she loses consciousness. It is revealed that Otis was hiding in the back seat of the car. When she wakes up, she finds herself back inside the mine on Dr. Satan's table. Final sequel indicates the Captain Spaulding Museum of Monsters and Mayhem is part of the Firefly family's lore to draw in hapless individuals. Fucking boring, dude. Fucking boring. Like, I don't know, dude. It's not, I don't know. It seemed lazy. This movie seemed lazy to me. I'm just gonna tell you the truth. It seemed lazy in some ways. I guess people who are into horror love this. If you're into tits and gore, this is the movie for you. 100%. If you want to get a couple of shots at Rob, if you ever wanted to find a reason to jerk off to Rob Zombie's wife, this is the movie for you, dude. 100%. You might have a complex when it's over. But you know, it is what it is. I don't know, dude. I think it could have been better. I do. I think it could have been better, but what the fuck do I know about anything? I mean, as I was watching this, I was thinking to myself, I can't say shit because I can't make a better horror movie than this. Maybe I could. I've never tried. I never tried to sit down and write a horror movie. I wouldn't even know where to begin. So I can't talk shit. As much shit as I just got done talking, I understand. I can't do what this guy did in the way that he did it, so I really should shut the fuck up. But it is what it is. It is what it is, dude. I didn't like it. I thought it was lazy. You know, it's just an excuse to get overly gory shit on the screen. You know, nudity, all that. That's all this is. It was it's like a giant music video, or YouTube video rather. So I mean, I don't know. Did it influence YouTube as a whole? It's entirely possible. Maybe it didn't. While we're here though, I might as well I'll bring up the show that I was watching. Well, no, because I have to try to make this into a thing. I have to try to make this into a fucking thing. This sucks, dude. Honestly, I wasn't expecting it to be this. I wasn't expecting it to be this shitty, to tell you the truth. I don't remember it being so bad. But then again, I mean, I had a lot of issues in that time in my life, dude. So I don't know. Maybe I really wasn't paying attention. I don't know what happened. But I mean, I'm not saying that Zombie is not a good filmmaker because it has great elements to it. I just feel like it was. I mean, of course, in the reviews, people would say that he was still trying to find his footing or whatever. But I think honestly, he just wanted to, like the dude said in the thing I just read, he just wanted to fit as much as humanly possible into what it is that he, like, every influence that he ever had. He wanted to stick into this movie somehow. And I mean, I get it. I get it, dude. I don't know. I don't like the idea of, well, let's just make this extremely gory and that will work because that will be scary. I don't know what scary would fucking be, but it's not this. It's not this. I mean, really, I'm trying to rack my brain right now to think of like let's see what the scariest horror movies of all time are. Scariest movies of all time. Oh, well, this is fucking laughable. This is laughable immediately. What are you, fucking new? What are you kidding? What are you fucking kidding? That's an old school one. What are you new? That's an old school one, dude. All right. Let's see. Just off the top, The Exorcist. Yes, I agree with that 100%. The Shining. Sure, why not? Hereditary. Absolutely. Nightmare on Elm Street. Well, the Babadook is a good example of preying on your fear, that primal fear that we all have, because that movie was scary. In it, not in a traditional sense. Like, of course, you can watch it like a comedy and you can laugh at it, at the absurd nature of it. But if you allow yourself to get wrapped up in the story, it is kind of scary. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Psycho. Yeah, I mean, Silence of the Lambs, absolutely. The Witch is one of the most terrible movies I've ever seen. Whoa, Black Phillip, Rambo Dad. Fuck that movie. Shit's so stupid. 20 days later, like, alright, man, we get it. Zombies, whoa, braids. We get it. We get it. We get it. Oh, you can run. Oh, you can run? Can you? Yeah, good for you. Good for you. That actually would be scary if they would have worked that fucking angle, but no. I saw something the other day about a Korean movie, I think it was, or Japanese movie, I don't remember. But, zombies eating zombies. That's a good plot line nobody's ever fucking really explored, right? That would be nice, but they don't do it. They don't do it. No, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't click on that. So yeah, I suppose that's a scary one, but that's also one that's a little bit more gross than anything. More so than it's scary. It's more disgusting. Hmm. Midsummer. The Strangers is another one. The Strangers is kind of fucked up. You can if you put yourself in the position of the characters, absolutely scary, dude. But you know, yeah, and I guess that's it. Birds, birds is a fucked up one. I mean, it's kind of laughable now because of what technology can do. Poltergeist, the thing is fucked up. Yeah. I don't Yeah, I don't know, dude. I guess maybe it's because it really just doesn't. It's not my genre. We'll have to revisit this, I guess. Although I don't think BCHQ would have made it through this movie. Maybe he would have because he likes horror, but somehow I don't think so. So I figured why not watch it? Right? I mean, this is a bit all over the place. Well, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go into I don't want to review. This is the show I got wrapped up in. Just to stretch this for a little while longer. I know all the Rob Zombie fans are gonna hate me. There's people that love this film. If you do me a favor, if you love House of a Thousand Corpses, if you be so inclined, why not try to explain what it is that you love about it? What puts this in your top for horror movies? Because I don't get it. I don't get it at all. It seemed cheap, and yeah, that's basically that's how I come off of it. As a matter of fact, in the spirit of the way that we do the fucking show, I gotta get to the ratings and all that shit. So fuck what I was watching on Netflix. I mean, honestly, if we're talking just scary, scale to 1 to 10, it's like a fucking 2, dude. Because it's more gross than it is terrifying. Like, sure, the idea of you getting trapped in a stranger's house and you're being murdered and you watch your friends get murdered is horrifying, but that's not, it seemed like not really the main focus. I mean, I give this movie, I would give this movie like a fucking 4 out of 10, dude. I really not into it. Not into it at all. But that's because I feel like there's a lot of shit left on the table, dude. Don't get me wrong, Spaulding was great. Spaulding was great. His wife did like everybody did a good job as far as their acting is concerned, I guess, but just the general purpose of the movie didn't really hit it for me. Didn't hit it for me at all. So what can you do though, right? I mean, not really a whole lot. Not every film is gonna hit the way that you want it to. Like, maybe the idea of a creepy clown selling chicken at a gas station is terrifying to some people. Why you would pick up a hitchhiker in the middle of fucking a cross country trip through a place you've never been before is beyond me. For fucking one, I mean the effects in this film. You can maybe I don't know how much I should blame. How much do I blame on what technology was available, and how much do I blame on? Well, this is just. Is it supposed to look shitty? Is that the intention? Because you could tell that the makeup is makeup, right? Like some of the blood and the guts, it looks official. I don't mean that. I mean the way that the characters look, how they're pale. You could see clearly. You could see that the makeup is applied. I don't know if that's supposed to be intentional or not. Is it? Is that what people look for? I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask around, I think, is what I need to do. Maybe I should do that and revisit it. Although I had no idea this is what I was going to do. I do feel like I made a mistake though, because I'm harshly judging it as not really a fan of the horror genre. So that's not really fair to Rob Zombie or his project or anybody involved, dude. So, I guess that's a part of it also. But that fucking guy with the cereal, dude. Like, why would you? The dude is literally, he's just putting it to his mouth, slurping it as loud as he can, and then he's dripping the rest of it down his face, dude. Like, that's. It's fucking. It reminds me of Immortal Technique line on Industrial Revolution, where he says, or no, it's not Industrial Revolution. It's Positive Balance, where he says, "I love when people think I'm psychologically disturbed, because then that means I overloaded their neurological nerves." That's what this movie makes me think about. Is we're gonna throw a whole bunch of shit at you, and something eventually's got to stick. Something's got to happen. So, I mean, the rape part of it, I'm never really with that. But I understand you need to have that in movies sometimes, especially if you want. Oh shit! I mean, all right. Nobody takes Rob Zombie films as Academy Award winning. They're all guilty pleasures. I mean, I suppose. I guess you're right, dude. But man, guilty pleasures. The Halloween one. Even the Halloween one wasn't. Did he write that shit or not? I don't know. Some of it is all right. Like, dude, he has balls. He has balls with what he does. Like, you're a rapist. You're fucking dead bitches and live ones at that. Right? He does a good job of making you. He does a good job of making you hate the characters, if that's what he wants from you. Because it almost, in a weird way, House of a Thousand Corpses almost seems like he wants you to root for the bad guys, air quotes, and be happy that the main characters are being killed. It's like you're rooting for the bad guys here, but at the same time he makes them fucking hateable. So I'm not really sure what I'm like. The four people in the film that are going across country are fucking douchebags. They're douchebag people. But so is that. Like, you can't root for a fucking rapist, bro. You can't do that. And I don't. But I mean, there's nobody in this movie other than the fucking clown in the very beginning, other than Dr. Spaulding and the very whatever the fuck his name is, Captain Doctor whoever. That's the only fucking dude in the beginning when they try to rob him. You're like, oh, well, fuck these people, right? Even though that guy's a douche too. So it's, there's nobody, everybody's a loser in this one, in the sense that, like, there's nobody you could root for. There's nobody you could root for really at all, which maybe that's the point. Maybe you're not supposed to want to root for anybody. You're not supposed to be emotionally invested at all. And sometimes the bad guys are going to win. I get that part. 100%. There's a dude right now in the world that probably kills, rapes, and eats people and, never got caught, is never going to get caught. Shit happens sometimes, so you got to be able to voice that in these fucking movies, but at the same time, I guess we're so used to the way that they do shit. I mean, the movie industry in general. I mean, I'm glad that they made this piece of shit. I'm glad that they made it, because then it opens the door for other people to do similar things, in the sense that, like, we don't have to follow the rules of big Hollywood. We can write some terrible shit and we can make it happen. I appreciate the movie for that. If we're, as far as like cultural influence, sure, you give it a 10, whatever. But that's it. Like, nobody takes Rob Zombie films as Academy Award winners. Maybe not. And I'm not saying that they even should be. They're not supposed, a horror movie is not supposed to be a fucking Academy Award winner, right? It's supposed to make you uncomfortable, or it's supposed to upset you. That's the whole purpose behind it. But I can't help but feel like this movie is just lazy, dude. Like, I want to take all of my favorite things and put them all in one fucking film. Although there is one other thing I wanted to look up. All right. Let me share my screen. Because I saw this. Who is Dr. Satan, and is he real? I mean, he looks like a fucking rat. He looks like a fucking rat. Fucking gross piece of shit. Dude, I would happily stab all of these fucking cunts in their faces, dude. Every one of these motherfuckers. Like, not in real life, obviously. I'm talking about the characters in the movies. House of a Thousand Corpses served as the starting point for the Firefly family, for the torture, Dr. Satan, mythical figure. Known for extreme experiments on other humans, House of a Thousand Corpses was Rob Zombie's directorial debut and would be the beginning of what would become the trilogy focused on the Fireflies, set to 3 from Hell. Okay. House of a Thousand Corpses followed a group of teenagers. Yep, we already know. We already know all that. Wait, is there anything that I'm missing? Let's make sure. Yeah, Firefly family, Living Nightmare, Legend of Dr. Satan, Willows County Mental Hospital, who believed that he would create a race of superhumans out of the mentally ill through brain surgery, and the legend was used by Captain Spaulding to catch potential victims, but Dr. Satan wasn't just a myth. Okay, I didn't know that was part of the thing, so maybe that explains why the mentally deficient people are scary, because they've been genetically modified to be that way. But if you're not familiar with that detail, though, it just looks like he's taken mentally handicapped people and go, disabilities are scary, right? Like, kinda, I guess. Like, yeah, the idea of never being able to walk again is terrifying, but, I mean, it's a low-hanging fruit, guy. What the fuck? Dr. Satan was hanged when the locals learned about his experiments, but the body was missing the next day and never found. He'd been living under the catacombs in the Firefly's house ever since, where he continued to do experiments. Dr. Satan doesn't appear till near the end of House of a Thousand Corpses, where Denise is trying to escape and ends up wandering through the tunnels of the Firefly house, where she comes across Dr. Satan himself, played by some guy who gives a fuck, with a grotesque appearance, wearing a oxygen mask when his mouth is sewn shut. He appears to be operating on Jerry, providing that the legend about creating superhumans was very real. Denise escapes, but later on is captured again and wakes up to Dr. Satan strapped on his fucking table, blah, blah, blah. This is what made the movie viewers believe that he is not real. Rob Zombie himself suggested the Dr. Satan encounter with a hallucination that the last surviving members with an earlier cult film showing a grandpa, whoever the fuck, actually him, and he was made up of a story to attract victims. Barely possible that Dr. Satan was not real. However, a deleted scene from The Devil's Rejects showed him wounded during the opening shootout and taken to the hospital, where he suddenly wakes up and attacks the nurses, played by Rosario Dawson, tearing her throat open and collapsing onto the bed. Outside of that, Dr. Satan wasn't included in The Devil's Rejects, and yet it seemed to be appeared or mentioned in Three from Hell, but until the Dr. Satan legend has gone beyond the screen, with his existence being left as a mystery. Although the deleted scenes of The Devil's Rejects are taken into account, Dr. Satan was 100% real, but at the time in the trilogy, early, he did not fit the following films. That told me basically nothing, dude. That's what that did. Nothing. So, was he real? Was he not? I don't know. It was a guy that was in the first film, and the problem is that, see, he doesn't really fit in the other ones that much, so I mean, I guess we can't really put him in there. What was your question again? I don't remember. I was just writing a whole bunch of words out on a fucking paper because that's what I get paid to do. Fucking boring, dude. Fucking boring. And half-assed, much like the episode of this fucking show is. No, not really. How am I supposed to get emotionally invested, dude? I can't do it. I can't do it. All you want to do is gross me out. Bro, I'm happy that you're into fucking sex and gore, dude, but all right. If I wanted to see tits, dude, I could just pull up fucking RedTube or whatever. Like, you do realize that, right? I know where the porn is at. If I want tits and ass shots, whatever, I can find it. I can find it. That's not what I turned this movie on for. Again, I'm not saying that you don't have any. I'm not saying you don't have any, but do you gotta make it the vocal point of everything that you're doing? You know, the better question is Dr. Wolfenstein a real show? Was it a real show? That's the better question. What happened to the shit that we were seeing on the screens? Was it real? Was it made up? Local television host that runs Movie Hub, so it's real then? Is it based on a true story? What fucking asshole? Ugh. Why does he look different? He probably fucked some dead bitch with a venereal disease. That's probably what happened. Ridiculous. Dripwood's character was altered somewhat for The Devil's Rejects. In the first film, for example, he's an albino. Is that why the makeup looks so bad? Jesus, what a shit show. I have an albino friend, and that motherfucker is... I was going to say white is cancer shit, but cancer shit's black, so that don't work. His average Caucasian skin color in the sequel, Rob Zombie did this because he felt the albino look was too cartoonish. Well, yes, it is. All right, I'll give him credit for that. Yes, it was cartoonish, and it really made it difficult for me to buy into it, dude. Legit. Let's see it. 2003 cult classic. Yeah, let me calm that right the fuck down. Let's calm that right the fuck down right now. Dude, how many times you gonna tell me the same thing, you fucking cunts, bro? Can you just get to the motherfucking point? Like most cult classics, there are minor aspects of the film that get the audience attention, even if said object, line, scene, or character only exists on screen for a matter of seconds. In the House of a Thousand Corpses, Dr. Wolfenstein is such a character that is likely to have been excluded from the film entirely, but it made it a lot more fun by his inclusion. I fucking hate whoever you are, fuck you for making me read all these extra words for no reason. Dr. Wolfenstein is the first characters that audience meet in House of a Thousand Corpses. The movie opens with a television advertisement for the Hollywood Movie Marathon is hosted by Dr. Wolfenstein on Channel 68. An advertisement he holds the viewers to watch the Halloween Eve movie special and ended in an eerie voice, I will be with you until the end. The end of fucking what? Oh, you mean I'm supposed to die from fear watching this fucking shit show, bro? You got a little mascara right here, bro. You got a little mascara right there, whatever the fuck it is. Little eyeliner, whatever it is. Yo, the guy from Blue October called. He wants his makeup bag back, dude. Ridiculous. I will be with you until the end. Followed up his statement with an over-the-top maniacal laugh. Which, what do you think you are, 50 Cent? Wolfenstein refers to himself as your ghost host with the most. And Beetlejuice called, he wants his fucking reference back. Dickheads. I'm your host with the most, ripping it off of Beetlejuice in 2003. Wolfenstein refers to himself as your ghost host with the most and appears to be on a local broadcast which is unique to the Firefly Clan region of Texas. Played by Greg Gibbs, film's designer, Zombie considered playing Wolfenstein himself, but then decided that even with the makeup effects, he would still look like himself and decided not to. Once again, you answer nothing. Yep. He instead played for only about 2 seconds Dr. Wolfenstein's assistant. The assistant, who is hairy, hunchback character, can be seen in the background wearing dark clothes and smashing a pumpkin with a sledgehammer. Zombie's character is second to be met in the film. In creating this, Zombie was likely inspired by regional and national horror hosts that were the mainstay of television from the 50s to the 80s. Some main explanations that creeps of regional horror include Vampira LA, Elvira LA. I know who both of those people are. Dr. Shock. I don't know how to say that last one. Creator of the character, while Minor is a glimpse into Rob Zombie's sense of humor and love for horror history. The character also included a song in House of a Thousand Corpses called Everybody Scream. Yeah, alright, dude. Thanks for pretty much nothing, bro. Appreciate it. You suck. Just want to let you know that. And so do I. I suck too. Well, I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do here. I feel like there was a lot left to be desired, man. I mean, everybody should have one, right? You can't base this whole dude's movie making career on, one thing. Although the Halloween reboot, I fucking hated that. I know I ranted about that on my YouTube channel some time ago. When it first came out, I was actually mad that I went to Redbox and wasted the fucking $1 and change on that lump of shit. Hey, Michael, I know we're in a mental institution, but here's your mask that you wear when you kill people, because that shouldn't rally you up none. You fucking moron. You deserve. Do you know how I was cheering? I was cheering in my living room when they killed that fucking cunt, dude. Standing ovation in my living room. Fuck you. Fuck you, you cunt. That's what you get. That's what you get for playing around in mental institutions. Fuck off. Fucking dickhead. Hate that guy. Giving podcasters everywhere a goddamn bad name, by the way. Offer some fucking lady $3,000 so you can, reactivate her PTSD, you fucking motherless fuck, dude. Who raised you? I mean, really? For Christ's sake. I mean, I do like the fact that Zombie had the balls to kill a kid in that film. Because when I was watching, I was like, dude, there's no way. There's no way he's going to kill that kid. It's not happening. I would be fucking shocked. And he did. And I was like, all right, I'm fucking in. I hated it still. But I respect the fact that he had the balls to do it. Because, most people would not have done that. Zombie doesn't give a fuck, which I can appreciate. But I mean, I think I watched The Devil's Rejects and 3 from Hell, pretty sure. Although that was a rough point in my life, dude. Because you can't punch women. That's legit. You can't punch them, no matter how fucking asshole-ish they act. You can't punch them in the face sometimes, and I had to deal with a lot of bullshit back then, because you can't, as much as you want to, you can't do that. So you get stuck watching these fucking shitty movies around shitty people, and then it molds your opinion on these things, I suppose. Glad I fucking dodged that goddamn bullet. I tell you what. Fuck that, dude. Fuck that. Look, I mean, I don't know, man. This is no good. This is no good at all. I feel even trying to talk about this, I feel that it's not there. It's not there. Well, I definitely shouldn't be making jokes about punching women in the face. That's not the most brilliant thing in the world to do. But how come it's not, like, if I don't think that you should be excluded because of whatever your gender is if you act like an asshole, right? If somebody wants to punch you, I should be able to vocalize that. Big difference between wanting to do something and actually doing something. No matter how much the motherfucker might deserve it, some things you just can't do. And you gotta wait for karma to come back around, because you know what will happen? Sure, in the short term, you could punch this person in the face, and then you probably feel worse later, or you can wait. You can wait for karma to come back around, because you know what's gonna happen in the middle of the fucking night, dude. They're gonna be walking through the room, not paying attention to what they're doing, and they're gonna whack their fucking toe or some shit on the bed frame, which is arguably one of the worst things in life you could do, and that's enjoyable. That's much better than punch him in the face. Not that this has nothing to do with nothing, and that didn't actually happen. I'm just saying. It comes back around. Whatever. This movie sucked. I hated it. Fucking hated it. And I feel bad because I know this, Jen's, super into this shit. She's fucking demented, dude. Legitimately. This fucking broad is a mental patient. 100%. I mean, she is, but literally, figuratively, and literally, this motherfucker is a mental patient, dude. For you to... Oh, forget it. I don't know how I ended up here. I can tell you that. I don't know what happened. I'd like to get off the ride now, please. This is no good. It's how it's gonna end for me one day. One day. You know, people think you gotta travel into rural places in the world. That's a difficult word to pronounce, apparently. People think you have to travel to these remote places in the world to get murdered. And you don't. You can do it right from home. You can do it right from home if you know the right people. Oh, man. What a pile of shit, huh? Terrible. What are the takeaways from this? Well, let's go down the list. Let's go down the list. Do's and don'ts for a horror movie, maybe? You can have some sex and tits and whatever. Cool. Don't make it your main focus. You know why? Because anybody can get that anywhere. You can get that anywhere, dude. I mean, this is not the 90s where, you know, you had to go, and if you got lucky, you found a fucking magazine in the woods someplace that some dude probably left behind. God knows what fucking diseases were on that fucking thing. But that's what we had to do then, dude. You know, now you got the grossest shit. The grossest shit is available at your fingertips, dude. It's fucking disgusting how easily accessible some of these horrible things. Some of these videos should have a password you gotta put in, dude. Like legit, it's I don't know how we ended up here. I really don't. It's a fucked up world, dude. It is a fucked up world. Ugh. Like don't make it the focal point of your whole shit. Gore is, you know what, dude? Gore is like salt, man. It can enhance what you're doing, but if you fucking overuse it, you can ruin the entire thing. Gore is important. You want gore, a little bit of gore even, in a horror movie. You need some blood, you need a little bit of guts. But you can't overdo it. You can't overdo it. I mean, you can. You can, but what's the fun? What's the fun in that, dude? Like they leave nothing. You leave nothing at all to the imagination. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. And by the way, are there no cops in this fucking place, dude? There's only two guys. What is this? Killer clowns from outer space, dude? There's fucking two cops in the whole film, and that's it. Those two dudes get whacked, and then that's the end of the fucking story. Nobody comes looking for them. Or what? Maybe that's what the other movies are about, right? I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure. If I remember right, I think I'm pretty sure that's what those other films were about. Still, it wouldn't take that long. It wouldn't take that long. I mean, listen, man. I guess I was in a shitty mood. I definitely was in a shitty mood last night before I turned this fucking thing on, because I choked on something I was eating, and for like fucking 45 minutes, I was going back and forth between feeling like I was going to throw up and having some shit stuck in the back of my throat. So I wasn't in the fucking greatest of moods. And then on top of that, dude, you know, it's just shit just aggravates me, man. Like, if you're gonna waste my time to watch your fucking movie, the least you could do is put some fucking effort into it. And I'm not even like, that's so rude. That's so rude when I say it like that. But quick camera cuts for why? Fancy flashing colors, old scenes from 2-second scenes from old fucking movies most people don't know about. Sure, that might be great for the die-hard horror movie fans in the crowd, and I get it. I make nods to shit all the time nobody probably has ever heard. But how many different references are you gonna throw in my face in 5 fucking minutes, dude? You know what I mean? Like 90% of this movie is look at all the stuff I like. And the other 10% is I guess I'll write a fucking story. I mean, can I flash my wife's tits a whole bunch? Can I do that? You know, because I'm into that. Can I do that? That's basically the whole fucking film. Look at what I like. Check out my wife's tits. That's the movie. Look at what I like. Check out my wife's tits. Huh? Huh? I did good, right? I did real good. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. It's just like, and dude, that fucking laugh, bro. I want to be like, bring that knife over here, bitch. Come on. We'll go right now. We'll go right now. We'll go right now. Laugh one more goddamn time. I swear to God, bro. Like, where's the string? Somebody pull the batteries out of this fucking dickhead. And I know it's a character. I'm not speaking about the fucking ladies. I want everybody calm the fuck down, dude. All right? I understand who this lady is probably not who you see on the screen. And, you know, don't take it personally, right? Was it not feel because I'm doing the exact thing that I fucking whatever, dude. It's a film. It's gonna be fucking criticized. That's the point. Not everybody's gonna love every fucking thing. And some people fucking are annoying, dude. All right, I'm that person to a lot of people. You know, I know this shit how to hurt all the time. I'm like the worst fucking person. The worst person. Especially for a movie like this. I don't know what could have made it better. What could have made it better? Well, all right, even if you give a pass to the unnecessary camera cuts, that's just the world that we live in, right? ADD, he's trying to keep your attention. I can't be mad at him for that. I personally hate it, but that's because, like, dude, you put this movie together. I'm watching it. You don't need to constantly try to keep my attention. Like, I understand then you're probably not doing that for me. There's other people that you might not reach if you don't do that, but then it ruins my experience and other people like me who actually can sit down and watch a fucking film. But we'll give that a pass. Let's say that that's just unnecessary evil, right? You have to have extreme camera cuts all the time, all over the fucking place. Why with the flashing of the colors and all that shit? And there was a lot of strobe lights in this one too. Like not actual strobe lights, but a lot of flashing light type deals, which made it also difficult for me to watch it a little bit. I kept having to fucking, you know, look away at certain parts because that shit does fuck with me. But, you know, what's the purpose? I don't know. What could have made it better? That's what I was fucking talking about. Ugh. Like, I guess a slightly better story. Okay, we have a family of people who spent their entire lives watching the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and The Hills Have Eyes, and then decided to decorate their house in accordance with that. Right? Good for them. So, what? That's it? That's it. No, how did these people come to be? Like, that would have been a cool story that you could have got into. How do these people wind up? How do these people wind up in the middle of fucking nowhere and they're just killing people? By the way, do they pay rent? Or are they squatting in a fucking house? Like, these people don't seem like the kind of motherfuckers that can balance a checkbook. I'm just saying. And somehow they got electricity, they got a house and running water and all that shit. So we kill people all day. But hold on, we gotta make sure we get the electric bill in. Like, that don't make sense. But that's different bitch that I have. Where do these people come from? how did they become what they are? How they decided that they were into killing? Did they just decide to try it out? Try it out. I'm home right now. Try it out. Is that what happened? I don't know. Because they don't tell us. These people just happen to be in this house. I guess they just lived there forever. They fell out of the clouds in Lollipop Land, and now they just murder people for fucking. They murder people for fun. Oh, and they have a deranged mental patient who is still conducting fucking Russian Nazi experiments in the backyard someplace. So that's nice too. That's good. Great. Let's not get into that either, where they found this fucking guy. If he was supposedly hung by the town square, how the fuck is he in their backyard, cutting people up? What the fuck? None of this shit makes sense, dude. Does it? Maybe it don't have to. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Horror movies don't have to make sense. There don't need to be a story that actually is a story. Nobody's interested in that. If you want a story fact, go watch The Notebook, right? That's what you said? That's what you said to me? I don't know why I picked that one. Out of all of the movies in the world I could have picked, I don't know why I said that one. I guess because, I don't know. It was the first thing that popped in my head. Leave me alone. I guess nobody cares, right? Nobody gives a shit. They don't want a story. They're showing up for the blood and the guts and the tits. Look at my wife. Take my wife, please. Take her. Oh, man. What the fuck? What the fuck? I mean, maybe that's true. Maybe that's true. They don't care about a story. They don't care about a story at all. And if that's fine. But then tell me that in the beginning of the movie so I can lower my expectations. Give me a little disclaimer. Give me a little disclaimer somewhere in the film. Absolutely of no use to anybody. And we're just going to flash a bunch of tits and blood and you'll have a complex after this one. Good luck. If you find yourself hard in the middle of the movie, yeah, I guess that's kind of normal. Not that I was. Because, I would tell you. But I don't know, dude. I think his wife's kind of overrated. What do you want from me? But then again, I'm not into the same shit everybody else is into. Like, blonde white women are boring to me. What else we got? There's got to be something better out in the world. Nothing personal against them, but that's boring, dude. It is done. It's played out. Let's get a little fucking get a little bit of something going on here, man. Almost said get a little bit of variety happening, and then I realized the way people would take that is in a very terrible way. But fuck you. Whatever. Take it how you want. I don't give a fuck. What are you gonna do? Cancel me? Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Ugh. Boring. Fucking boring. Oh, and by the way, it is election day. Not that that matters. But there's a little question on the ballot that I wonder what's gonna happen. Kind of nervous, tell you the truth. I don't think it's gonna happen. And I'm not gonna talk about the other parts of the election because who gives a shit? Aren't you tired of hearing it? I am. I just wanted to bring that up for the moment because it's sitting somewhere in the back of my mind. Back to the movie. I don't know, dude. I think I'm grumpy, right? I'm grumpy and I'm old. So, good for me. I mean, maybe if the dude explained what he was trying to do, I could probably understand. Right? Like, I don't want people to misunderstand me. I don't have a good time hating things. Like, I want to like everything. I really do. I set out with the intention to like and enjoy everything. But the reality is, very picky. And I know I don't have the right to be, right? Like, what are you bringing to the table that you're so picky about everything? Well, not a whole lot, but what I do bring, I try to make interesting, right? And it doesn't always work, but I make it a point. I make it a point to call me out on my own bullshit because I think that's important. It's important to do. I sound like a fucking mental patient. Like, well, I am. I am a mental patient. Who the fuck are we kidding? Just because I'm not. Although you want to hear something fucked up. Last night I was taking a piss. Right, check this out. And Jen's got a bottle of hair dye. There's a box of hair dye that is sitting on the sink, in the corner of the fucking deal. And I'm trying to pee and I'm waiting for it to fucking come out because God forbid anything actually works the way it's supposed to, right? So I look over and I notice the box sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, how fucking creepy this asshole is just staring at me. I know it's a photo, but the idea of like that the eyes follow you and shit. Then I started thinking about all them horror movies where the eyes do this shit when they go past the painting, the eyeballs just start watching them when they go across the room. That would hurt. And I swear to you, the light from the living room and the bathroom door closed a little bit because the heat kicked on. The light from the living room shifted kinda, and for a fucking moment it looked like the chick on the box was blinking. And I thought to myself, like, oh man, that is super creepy. And if I was a crazy person, I would think that the person on the box is alive right now. But I know that's not true because it's a light trick, but that is pretty fucking scary if you think about it. Like, what if this motherfucker stuff? Like, imagine if I just went nuts. Like, I'm perfectly fine, and now I'm in the middle of trying to pee, and all of a sudden, the chick on the hair dye box comes to fucking life, dude. I'm fucking crazy with that shit be. That would be fucking nuts. Do you tell somebody about that? I don't think so, right? I mean, she didn't start moving around and talking, whatever. But if she did, I mean, well, yeah, that's definitely. I'm in the point in my relationship where I could go in the living room and I could be like, "You want to hear something fucked up?" And we can have a conversation about it. But that's 15 years. That's what that does. After a while, you just, you can have conversations like that. Definitely not something you do in the beginning, and definitely not to your family. Outrageous, dude. Outrageous. I cannot believe I almost made it 2 hours by myself. This would be the worst thing. I think this would be the worst one that's ever been on the channel. Ever. And I say that because it's all over the place. I should have picked a better film. I was going to talk about Border Town, but it's 3 seasons. And I'm going to miss a shitload of details. I know it. And plus, I'm not done with the 3rd season yet. Actually, when I leave here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go make a sandwich. And then I'm going to put Border Town back on. And I'm going to watch it. Dude, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I got some domestic capricola, dude. And I'm going to put that with some honey turkey, I think it is. I don't know. I don't remember what it is. Whatever it is, those 2 things together are fucking really good. It is a little bit of, it's not crazy heat. It's just a tiny little kick that adds a little bit of flavor into the turkey because I'm not a spice dude. But man, oh, it's gonna be so good, bro. I'm hungry right now. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. I have to wait a half hour. That blue pill I took was my thyroid medicine, so I gotta wait before I can eat. Is there anything else that I want to say about this movie before we wrap up this fucking shit show that I cannot believe I made it 2 hours on my own? I know BeeCeeHQ is gonna watch this back later and he's gonna be like, this is exactly why you take notes, dummy, because this is terrible. This is terrible. Although it may be entertaining. It may be entertaining to watch me try to stumble through creating a movie review. I don't know. I don't know where you all land on that. All right, making sure that she's still over there. Not you can see her. I think that's it, dude. I think we did it. A statement's been made. White America, we did it. It's over. House of 1,000 Corpses. If you don't mind flashing lights, right? Oh, you hear that? I think that was the neighbor downstairs, dude. I'm not sure. If you're into flashing lights, dude, okay. Old school horror. If you're into old school horror, in the sense like, if you don't mind a couple of things being borrowed from other films, you're not gonna mind this movie. If you don't mind some flashing and like overly used, you know, just very short flashes of tits and pussy and ass, whatever, cool. You know, it kind of gory. Dude, are you hearing this or no? Because it's loud as fuck, dude. I thought it was in my living room for a second, but it's not. There's people underneath me, I think. If you're into classic type of horror, shit that is unapologetic. If you don't mind the overly go to, we need a quick cut, we need to fill this up, what are we gonna use? Here's my wife tits, throw that in there. If you don't mind that, there's a good chance you might enjoy this fucking film. It should have been called House of 1,001 Corpses because that would include this piece of shit fucking movie. I'm a grump though, dude. I don't like a lot of fucking things, man. And if you're gonna do some shit, I say do it right or fucking don't do it at all. Now, maybe in his opinion, everybody's got to start somewhere. So I can't hate it as much as I want to hate it. I can't completely hate it. I have to give it credit for influencing culture. I really do believe that YouTube editing came strongly from this film. The way that the YouTubers do it. And I can't guarantee that to be a fact, but you will have a hard time trying to you would have to really make a case to convince me otherwise. Just show me like the first motherfucker that did it, because that's at least the first instance I ever seen it be that heavy-handed. Outside of that, if you don't mind there not being a story, really half-ass story at that, then you will probably enjoy this. If you're into gore, unnecessary blood, just very uncomfortable and disgusting situations, then this may be for you. If you have a handicapped burn victim fetish, you'll fucking explode all over the walls when you watch this shit, dude. You'll love this shit. It'd be great. It'd be great for you. You will really enjoy it. You know, there's a lot of the monsters in here. When that old show from Nick at Night, there's some of that influence in this. Hills Have Eyes for sure. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, absolutely. Little bit of Michael Myers, as far as the knife work is concerned. But there's only so many ways you can kill people, right? The oh, we're crazy, look the fuck out. I'm gonna kill you and then fuck you. Well, I'm nuts. I worship the devil. Fuck, oh boy, I'm fucking watch it. Don't piss me off, guy. I'll fucking tell you what, dude. I'll paint the streets with your fucking blood. I will. It's so outrageous, dude. But that's how it feels. I worship the devil. Like you're supposed to. When you kill people and fuck. Why would you want to fuck dead people? Why? That's the question I have. The whole allure, whether you're into butt cracks or vaginas, dude. The whole allure to either of these things, right? Is that am I really gonna do this right now? It's 11 in the fucking morning. Am I really gonna do this right now? I think sometimes you just have to look at you have to try to look at the forest through the trees and understand that, that's not really, you don't want to do it. That don't even make sense. It don't have to. You know why? Because this is a cult classic and it don't make any fucking sense either. Oh, worship the devil, dude. No. How about no? How about just don't even bother? Why? For fucking what? Like, dude, I don't get people on either end of the fucking spectrum, tell you the truth. I live my life for Jesus. Do you? Oh, worship the devil. Yeah, all right, man. What are you trying to be fucking different? You fucking fruit. Like, go get a personality, will you? For fuck's sake, dude. I don't know, that shit's just. This movie tried too hard. From the fucking burn this American flag t-shirt all the way down to this fucking guy's wife's annoying ass laugh. This movie tried too fucking hard. Ha 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 ha. We get it, bro. We get it, dude. We get it. We fucking get it. Everything is funny. Somebody please stab this bitch in the face. Please stab this bitch. Oh no, of course not. We're just gonna scream. They're killing my friends, but let's not jump out of the car and help them. Let's just sit and watch as they get fucking murdered. Let's do that. She almost stabbed me in the tits. Oh, what are you gonna do about it? Nothing? Let a fucking motherfucker pull a knife on me, bro. I'll fucking knock it off, dude. Are you crazy? She almost stabbed you in the fucking tits, dude, and you did nothing. Pull a knife on me, and stop it. You better stop it. You better fucking put me down, dude. Put me fucking down, dude, because if you don't, you're gonna have a problem. You asked that dude to try to rob me a couple months ago. Try to intimidate me, fuckface. The fuck out of here. Fucking fruit cup. Give me your shit. Blow me, dickhead. What do you want to do? And I'm not even a tough guy, bro. But like, I'm not with all that. What do you think? What are you gonna take from me? I got like $5. What are you gonna take? Like, really? What are we doing here? It's outrageous. I think this movie fucking sucked. Terrible. Fucking terrible. Was it good for the culture? Probably. Could we have done without it? I don't know. Not my place to say. But, I mean, I've seen worse. Unfortunately, I can say that. I have seen way worse fucking movies. Although when it does do gross, dude, it goes gross all the fucking way. I suppose I should applaud that. I don't know. I just not for me. Not for me, dude. I mean, well, I'm gonna bring this up next time on the next show or whenever BeeCeeHQ comes back, so I can ask him if he's ever seen it, and just to see what his thoughts are on it. He'll probably say it's too negative. Yeah, fucking ridiculous. But I mean, I don't know what we're gonna do next. I have no idea what the game plan is. I would tell you this. I'm definitely. I don't want to go back into this fucking uh, nonsense. Like, dude, you know what? Another movie that's like this is the fucking Human Centipede, bro. Just overly disgusting and graphic. Just because. Just because. I mean, I'm sure you can argue the same thing about John Wick movies, right? Well, it's overly violent and it's just doing that because, but like not really. Not really. I mean, yes, it is extremely violent and graphic in some senses, but you maintain a focus through that movie at least. You're identifying with where this guy is going. Yeah, Rob Zombie films are fast food. That makes sense. That makes 100% sense. I don't. Maybe if you're a fan of the horror genre, this is probably. I mean, well, Demo said earlier that it's like, guilty pleasures, but I don't know, dude. I watched House of a Thousand Corpses and I fucking hated. I had to tap out 45 minutes into it because it just relied too heavily on being gross rather than being scary, and that's unfortunate, I think. But it is what it is. I gave my rating on it. I honestly think, like, if you want to give it points for cultural influence, I can understand that. But overall, it wasn't great. It wasn't great, and I think people pretend to like it because they enjoy his music. So they think that they have to like his movies too. And that's not the move. That's not the move. I mean, just stick to fucking recording orgasms to guitar riffs and you'll be fine. You'll be fine because that's what you do best is that. I mean, whatever. I can't say shit about anything because I contribute nothing to the culture as far as horror movies are concerned or music is concerned. I contribute nothing anywhere to anybody. So, I should shut the fuck up. Could I make a scarier horror movie? I mean, it's entirely possible. I wouldn't know where to begin, but I'm sure if I sat down and I really tried to, I could fucking probably write some shit that could be scary. Executing it, however, could be a different thing. I'm sure it's very difficult to write a story and then translate that story from the paper to the screen. I'm sure it's extremely difficult, which is why a lot of Stephen King movies are fucking terrible because you can't. It's very difficult to try to bring that from this to this. You're gonna lose some shit along the way. Could that be what happened? I don't know. I guess they just gave this dude money and say, just do whatever the fuck you want. And that's what he did. And you know what? In my heart, I say good for him. I know that's what everybody strives to do, is to eventually get paid to, reference their favorite shit, whatever. And and pay their friends while they're doing it, right? That's what everybody strives to do. So, and I know people love these fucking characters. I get it, and I don't get it at the same time. But the beauty of life is I don't have to get it. If you do, that's great. I'm not telling you not to love this movie. If this is your favorite film, I don't understand why, although I would love to know what your reasoning is. I mentioned that earlier, and I guess I'll go back to it in closing before I shut this video out, because we're about to hit the 2-hour mark. And I really, Jesus. If you love this movie, why? I'd be interested to know. Is it the character? I mean, character development. Is that even 2 words you can use in this fucking film? Everything just seems so. It's so forced, man. It's like look it. They're just shoving it in your face constantly. Like, bro, can you let the shit build a little? My God, man. Say 0 to fucking 150 every second of the goddamn movie. It's wild. Whatever. I'm done bitching. I'm a grumpy old man. I didn't like the film. I just wish that they wouldn't have been so focused on grossness and could have focused more so on, making something legitimately scary. Because I'm sure Rob Zombie could fucking do it. I'm sure he could do it. But if they don't force you to try, I guess you don't have to. With that being said, dude, that's it. The solo show is over. I ruined it. I ruined it all by myself. Good for me. 2 hours. I made it. We do this shit usually every Tuesday when I'm not late, 9 a.m. Between 9 and 10 Eastern time, or 2 to 3 British time. We usually do this. BeeCeeHQ, motivational speaker, reactor from England. Myself, podcaster extraordinaire, shit talker, fucking whatever. I don't have nothing else. That's it, man. Well, I don't know what we're gonna do next week, but we'll figure it out in between now and then. Hopefully, you will be back. I don't know how many people have been in. The number keeps going from 1 to 0, so I can't be sure who all is in and out, but whatever, we'll figure it out, dude. Oh, and if you want to make sure that you stay up to date when exactly we're gonna go live, you can follow the Instagram at UKNJ Project. I do a quick thing. I'll put it up on the Instagram stories that we're about to go live whenever we do. So if you want to make sure that you don't miss it, you can follow that account. And if not, you can catch us when we fucking do this shit, dude. That's it for me. If you really want to tell me to go fuck myself and all that bullshit, I mean, feel free, have fun in the comment section, but understand that I'm not here to engage with you back and forth about this is your favorite thing and I ruined it and fuck me and my mother and everything that comes along with it. I'm not wasting my time with all that bullshit. So if you're gonna come correct. If not, don't waste my fucking time. Next week, be here or be fucking square. And that's it, man. I'm gonna go fucking make a sandwich like I'm supposed to. I'll see you later. Ugh, what a shit show. Please come back soon.